You know, I usually come into doing these videos about the WRC knowing exactly what I'm going to talk about. This has been a script, it's been developing the whole rally. I don't think we can with this one. So let's just start at the end. Because Takamoto Katsuta and Aaron Johnston now lead the World Rally Championship for the first time, a second win in a row. It was touch and go whether or not they'd be leading the championship going into the power stage. And then Thierry Neuville has one of the just most unfortunate moments of his WRC career. Locks up on gravel, hits a concrete block, right front's gone. Like, gone. And is out of the rally. Right at the last gasp. It would have been amazing to say that we've had a fourth winner from as many events to start off the season, but honestly, Katsuta leading the championship, 2 wins in a row. That is amazing in and of itself. When you look at the rest of the podium as well, it is wild. But I do want to just talk about Katsuta's win, because he deserves it. He does. He is there as somewhat the third Toyota driver. He's there to bring home points. When the other two go off, and they did on Friday. Like Pajari, remember Pajari isn't a works driver. He's in the satellite team, a bit like that 83 in WEC. It doesn't score points for the Manufacturers' Championship in WEC, it scores points for a separate Teams Championship. And that's what Pajari does as well. So for Katsuta, he's there to just pick up whenever there are issues with the other two. And the other two went off on Friday. So he was there to just try and make it to the end, get a good finish. He's good on tarmac. He's also good when the going gets rough. And he's been rewarded with 2 wins in a row. It's amazing. And we should not at any point dampen those accomplishments. Because in order to finish first you have to finish. This was a rough and tough rally. And Neuville would have been a deserving victor. Katsuta would have. Pajari would have. I mean, heck, let's talk about the driver who ended up finishing third in a rally in just a moment's time. Because anybody who made it to the end deserves the plaudits. Because let's talk Hayden Paddon and John Kennard. They kept it on the road. They got that podium. Their first podium in their top flight return. And their last podium, well, it was Paddon with Seb Marshall, actually. It was 2018 Rally Australia. The decider down under, the one which nobody wanted to win. Jari-Matti Lavela won on that day by 32.5 seconds from Paddon. Mats Osberg rounded out the podium. Then elsewhere, it was his now teammate Pekka Lappi. Ogier was in 5th in that decider down under. Elfyn Evans 6th. And the late Craig Breen 7th. This is the one in which we saw Thierry Neuville and Oyt Tanak crash out. It was just one of those rallies that was one of the closest title battles in recent WRC history. And I say that having come off the back of, 25 and 24 and 2020. It was a wonderful event. And for Paddon, he was just composed. Him and Kenon were composed, professional. He got the puncher and he said, no, I've driven so many different tyre compounds. That would have happened in any car. He didn't go for the blaming Hankook, which you see so many other drivers do. He went, no, I was taking aggressive cuts. This is what happens. This is what happens in rallying. And that is something that a 2-time European champion will be able to tell you. Because he's done the Bahrain Rally. Remember what happened to him in the Bahrain Rally the first year he won the title? He gets all the way to the end of it and rips a wheel off. How many punches did he get when he was in the ERC with Pirellis? And, yeah. 3rd place. 4th place would have been deserving as well. He just was there. Didn't make many mistakes. Got caught out with a puncher, but so did the other 2 who got on the podium. It was a great watch. We do need to talk about the other Rally 1 cars though, right? So, let's have a little bit of a chat about them. Because, well, if you have a look at it, John Armstrong had a really good start. And then broke the suspension. He could have been in contention for a podium, potentially even the win. Like, if you looked at his pace, it was impressive. It's just that one mistake. But this is a rally where that one mistake happened to so many people. We talked about Thierry Neuville. But even when you look at the Friday and the Saturday, Adrien Fourmeau, Elfyn Evans, Oliver Solberg, all people who are rapid on this event, or have been rapid on these events before. People who are rally winners, or in the case of Fourmeau, really should be a rally winner at this point. Just having the most rotten luck. Josh McAlean also had bad luck over the course of the event as well. Why else would he be 12 minutes off of the rally win? But he just kept going. And it's great to be able to talk about the WRC like this. We are being spoiled for choice. This is proving to be much like last year's one. The WRC, despite only having, maybe 9 cars on some events, is proven to be so rich for storytelling. And I'm not even having to look at Rally 2, Rally 3 to be able to go through all of this. Because we could just talk about the Rally 1 field, and I could probably do an hour just talking about all the different stories from it. I'm talking about it now, and I've been talking about it for well over 5 minutes. I need to get to the other parts of it, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about some of the stuff that I have missed, because there has been a lot. But there was just so much to talk about. Because if you have a look at WRC 2, it was close in some points and not so close in others. But either way, you have a Lancia in 4th place overall. 4th for a Rally 2 car. It's giving the old F2 kit car stuff. Lancia 4th place WRC. Is this 2026 or is this 1986? It just... Johan Rossell, Nikolai Garage in 6th, Leo Rossell in the middle of it in the old Stellantis Citroen C3. The Stellantis cars are great on tarmac. I mean, historically they have been. Look at Peugeot, look at Citroen. And it's good to see that that kind of DNA is carried over with the Lancia. But just to be able to go, Lancia in 4th? Come on. It's the result that they hoped for in the Monty. And the Monty, it was bad luck. It was not stuff to do with the car. It was not even really stuff to do with the driver, though I would say Rossell understeering of the first stage of the rally. But this is the kind of result they're hoping for, right? Behind them is Cashon and Korhonen in the JWRC. Behind them, it's the Fabias of Dapra and Lindholm. Dapra, that was a big moment that he had on Saturday. But he came through and Lindholm rounds out the top 10. Comfortably clear of Kaitan Katanovic and quite a fair bit behind Dapper as well. As for Rally 3, and Ali Turkan picks up the win. Well done to him on that one. Second place, Kalle Karlberg. Well done to him on that one. And this is going to be the tricky one because it's where JWRC and WRC3 don't line up again. Because the top 6 in Rally 3 were all JWRC. But second and third in Kalle Karlberg and Craig Ryhill, just not in WRC3. So second place in WRC3 is Gil Membrado. Third place in WRC3, fifth place in JWRC, Karim Kazaz. Just so many different stories to talk about. Matteo Fontana's had an awful run to start the season with a 9th place here in Rally 3. I believe that's still decent for WRC3. It's 6th, so it's still some points on the table, but obviously not what he was going to be expecting from this rally. But Turkan has done quite a bit of Rally 3 running now. I would say that he's comfortably up there as one of the better Rally 3 drivers on the world stage at the moment. So, deserving win. Karlberg, he's getting there. But Karlberg is doing a bit like what Tuukka Kolpinen did, and driving all sorts of different machinery for all sorts of different teams and all sorts of different championship. I think Karlberg is, Sierra Morena next week with a C3 Rally 2. You need to keep an eye out for him for the future. It's like Mille Johansson, who won JWRC last year. They're going to be everywhere. These young drivers that are coming up the ladder, they're doing the European circuit, then they're going over to the JWRC, and then hoping to get into a Rally 2. Maybe, in some cases, doing both at once. Johansson did that last year, didn't he? He showed up for a few events in Fabia Rally 2 Evo in the ERC. And was competitive there. But, yeah. What a story from this event. Either way, folks, I'm going to leave it there. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for joining, thanks for continuing supporting this channel, and until next time, it's bye-bye for now.